Hello everybody, this is my Hollow Knight Let's Talk Lore series, and today we left off with entering into Greenpath. So we have an entire new area to explore, and with that comes new enemies and new powers, hopefully. And of course, new music. I know I brought it up in the last episode, but man, the music in this area is just, it's so relaxing. It's really something that I find myself humming a lot. And who do we have here? A new character that looks like the knight, right? Oh, well, damn it. I was hoping I could get a better look at her. We'll see her again, and then I'll talk more about her whenever we see her. But as for right now, she's just another character that looks like the knight. I'm not sure that we'll see her in this episode, though. I don't know how far into the area she is. We shall see, though. Oh, damn it. So, in the last episode, I tried out editing together, like, multiple cuts of me messing up, essentially, at the end of the video, right? There was the whole sequence in which it was showing me get all of the attempts trying to get to that mass chart by using the bug to sequence break. And I'm curious, for those of you who watched the last episode, do you like that type of content? That type of, like, stitch together where, like, include all the bloopers and everything? Bloopers in quotations. Would you want to see that? Would you want to see like little cuts of me messing up and then you just get to see the final product of whenever it does work successfully? Or would you want to see every time, like every attempt that I make at something? Because later on in the game, like as this game gets more difficult, we are going to be coming across boss fights that will probably take multiple attempts. And so I'm curious if you guys would want to see each of the boss attempts and like their full form, or if you'd want to, I don't know, just kind of see, like, once I mess up, cut back to once I'm doing it successfully, and then, you know, maybe at the end have another one of those, like, little blooper sequences. I don't know, like, would you guys want to see the full thing, or would you only care about the deaths? I guess that's what I'm asking. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to comment. I don't know. I would like some input though from you guys, because I, you know, want to make content that you guys want to watch. Can I sequence break right here? Come here, little bug. I'm not so sure. Maybe if I can time this absolutely perfectly. No, I don't think so. Damn. I don't think that the height that you get off of pogoing is enough to be able to hit that thing. Ooh, but hold on. Come here, little bug. Yeah, that's right. Come here, come here. Follow me. I guarantee I can use this guy to sequence break. Yeah. Alright, come here. Oh no! What a shame. Oops. Alright, it's no big deal. We'll be back there anyhow. Yeah, look, it's not far at all. I say that, and then I just go right into some spikes. Ooh, and who is this familiar humming? He's not doing his full hum. It's throwing me off. Howdy, Cornifer. What are you up to? It's a contrast from the crossroads. Such a humid, lively place. The roads twist and turn in the most wonderful ways. I've done my best to chart the area ahead, though I must admit some of the area's inhabitants proved quite a nuisance. Purchase a map of the area, of course. I ran into another traveler as I made my way down here. I tried to call out to her as she dashed past, but she barely even glanced in my direction. Not an appreciator of maps like you and I, obviously. I believe he's referring to a hornet. Spoilers. I believe he's referring to the girl in red. Her name's Hornet. I didn't mean to spoil that, but that's her name. It's okay. I don't think we can get up here. Yeah. If we look, there's a thing right there. So we currently can't get up here, so we will have to come back. And I would like to leave a marker here, but I'm all out. Let's take off these two. I know that we can remember to come back to this because they're literally marked on the map. So I'm gonna put a marker right here. I really need to take a trip back up to Dirtmouth so I can buy some stuff because I am loaded on Geo right now. Yeah, there you go. See, I might have been able to sequence break with that bug, but probably wasn't even worth it. It was just a very minor shortcut. Some more of these little shrubs. Squash. Oops. He's pissed at Squash's buddy. Oh, I thought he was dead. Alright, so this area is actually very important. We can see that it almost looks like we're going into like the mouth of someone, right? These rock formations look like teeth. And this is a big, big source of lore in the series. You don't scare me. Tiny squib, you approach fearless. Are you a hunter like me? Do you feel the urge inside to stalk, to kill, to understand? Then take it, my journal. It will aid you. At first, the text may seem difficult to discern, but a learned hunter will come to understand its words. Venture the depths of this land and slay its beasts. Prove yourself worthy to bear the mark of hunter. Blech! Why you gotta spit on me like that, dude? It's fucking gross. But now we have the Hunter's Journal. Defeat enemies to add new entries to the journal and decipher the Hunter's notes. I think that's what we'll do as I'm wrapping up the video. While we're sitting on the bench, we'll just go through the journal and look at some of the lore bits that we've learned. Do you have anything new to say? Little squib, you may have overcome a few creatures, but you are only just beginning. Do not delay. Descend into the belly of this world and hunt down the life you find. Okay, dude. I figured I'd give him a very deep, intimidating voice. I don't know if that's actually intimidating, but it definitely comes off as a Vin Diesel type dude. You know what I mean? Although, would I even describe Vin Diesel as intimidating in the slightest? It's a fucking weirdo. Before we go down to the right, I want to make sure we didn't miss anything up here. We did kind of just go directly to that guy's home. Also, for those of you watching, what do you think about the voices that I do? Do you think that it's lame? I like, you know, I think that the characters express themselves really well with their little voices that they do, you know, like the Bafanada and Haptomashio. You know, I think it adds a lot to their character, and so I want to try to reflect that as I'm reading their dialogue. And I definitely do plan to read all the dialogue they say. Like, I think it'd be really fucking boring to just look at the text on screen, you know? Like, if I was watching the video, I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to have the person read it to me. Oh, hey, little bug. Go home free. I'm curious though, would you guys prefer to keep doing the voices, or do you think that I should just read it in my normal voice? I like the voices. I think it, fuck me. I think it adds to the characters. Let's keep going though. Oh, hey girl. That was interesting. So, whenever they go to do their attacks, if you look at their eyes, they flash orange. So now that we have the Hunter's Journal, once I killed that enemy, you saw that we got a new journal entry. And like I said, what I'm going to do for this episode is at the end, I'm going to go back over some of the journal entries. Or maybe I'll start out the next video like that. I'm not sure. But then in the future, once we've gone over all the ones that we currently have, for each new edition, I'll just read it right on the spot. But for now, I think there's just a bit too much to go over while I'm standing around. You know what I mean? Because once I'm standing here, I'm gonna have some dickhead just come out of nowhere and chomp me from the floor like this guy. Get out of here, pal. damage. I'm really not even paying attention, I guess. Jeez Louise. Do we want to keep going left? Let's go down. I don't want to chase the girl just yet. Hey, go. Ow. Don't fart on me. That's rude. Oh. Aha! A lore tablet. Those who stray from the White King's road shall face the law of Un. So this is two things. One, we have a reference to the White King, and two, we have a reference to a character named Un, or Un. I don't know how it's pronounced. These are both very important characters, and we'll hear more about them. I believe in the intro, and the LG for Hollowness, there was a reference to the king. I might play that too, or reference that later on whenever we are really getting into the lore of this game. But for now, all we need to know is there's the Road of the King, which supposedly leads to the capital, which is where we're heading, right? We're on like the King's path, and we're trying to follow that. But if you stray off the path, maybe the original inhabitants might have something to say about it. So let's do exactly that. Let's do exactly that and stray off the King's Road. And, oh, we can find a bench. How long has this been going for? 13 minutes? Yeah, I might actually want to wrap it up here. And take some time to read through some lore. So, the Crawlid, a timid scavenger that crawls through the caverns looking for food, and the hunter has to say, dull and pathetic, hardly worth killing. The Vengefly, there we go, now we finally have a name for these guys. Flying predator that pursues its prey relentlessly. And as we see here, the more, like, I think you have a certain limit for how many duplicates of an enemy you have to kill before you can get, like, the super lore of it. So we have to kill a few more of these guys before we can hear what the hunter has to say. The Gruzzer, simple-minded creature that haphazardly buzzes around, bumping into things. And then the Groozemother, and there's two more we have to kill, huh? Mature Gruzzer that carries its young in its belly, attacks by hurling its huge body around. A Tick-Tick uses its small sharp claws to climb along walls and roofs. Okay. Aspid Hunter bests its prey by spitting corrosive liquid, often hunts in packs. So here we see this orange stuff is now corrosive. We know that, which makes sense. You know, if you get hit by it, you take damage. The Aspid Mother carries the eggs of its young inside its belly, can hatch and birth its young as needed to deal with intruders. What an asshole. So she just literally creates her babies and says, alright, get them, sick them. What a rudo. Recently birthed, these young Aspid instinctively swarm around intruders. And the hunter has to say, these hatchlings are born with an instinct to kill. They are still only infants though, and you can crush them between your fangs without thinking. Just don't let them overwhelm you with numbers. Jesus. Wandering Husk, the remains of a bug animated by a strange force, wanders the roads where it once lived. Same thing, animated by a strange force, uses its horn to attack any uninfected creature it finds. So now we're seeing that it's an infection with these guys. Let's see if we have any more lore with these next people. Okay, still. Instinctively leap at uninfected creatures to attack them. It aggressively attacks any uninfected creatures it finds. This one wields an Elena shell. We already knew that. The remains of a great Hallownest crossguard, animated by a strange force. Instinct still drives it to guard its post against intruders. The False Knight, a maggot driven mad by a strange force, inhabits a stolen armored shell, hence the False Knight. So who is the knight that originally wore this armor? Weak creatures love to steal the strength of others. Their lives are brief and fearful, and they yearn to have the power to dominate those who have dominated them. I think that extends beyond just the game, too. You have people who are constantly oppressed, and then when they finally, like the people who are bullied, right? And then they finally get into a spot in which they have some power over others, and they just milk it for as much as they can. Interesting to see that the hunter says that, too. We have a boulder, rolls into a ball and propels itself at intruders who wander into its territory, aggressive even when newly born, which we'd seen whenever these elder boulders would shoot him at us. Bulky and covered in thick plating, retracts into itself when attacked. And the hunter says, as they age, these creatures become too heavy and lumpy to roll around freely. Instead, they curl up and hide from the world. What do they think of in there, wrapped up inside themselves? More carefree times, perhaps. Now we have a name for these guys, the moss creeps. Weaklings that cover itself in leaves to appear larger, hides amongst the undergrowth. Mosskin, plant-like bugs that charges at foes when close. Volatile mosskin. Plant-like bug swollen with infection, releases deadly gas when threatened. So I think we can for sure confirm that the orange pus or gas or liquid or whatever it is that's coming out of these enemies is an infection of some sort. What's causing the infection and what are the results, I guess, of the infection we still have yet to see. Obviously we've seen that it can reanimate people almost like zombies, and it makes them go mad, they lose their memories, but we don't know what's causing it yet. The Fool Leader, carnivorous plant that snaps at any creature that comes close. I guess I'm a fool since I got chomped by him. Squit, charges at prey with its needle-like proboscis? I don't know how that's pronounced. Proboscis. There we go.
Proboscis.
Sick. Obble, fat, slow-flying bug, frequently discharges the acidic liquid stored in its round body. Maskfly, harmless living creature that favors serene environments, usually travels in flocks. I almost said flasks. And a brooding Moloch, ferocious but extremely social creature, becomes aggressive if not able to mingle with its own kind. And the hunter says, I hear this beast crying out sometimes as I prowl the caverns, although I've never actually laid eyes on it. Who or what is it calling for? As far as I can tell, its voice is never answered. So, as we'd seen in the last episode, the path to the arena where this Moloch was just covered with a bunch of little bugs that looked just like the Moloch. And so what I want to say it is that the Moloch was brooding, quote unquote, because it's the last of its kind. There's no one else. They've all been wiped out. And then, of course, you know, us, the Knight, we're like, oh, well, fuck you. You're trying to kill me, dude. And so we take him out. But it's sad to see that he was crying out, looking for the rest of its kind, and just was all alone. And has a butthole. That's gross. And then the Shade. We now have a name for this. Echo of a previous life, defeated to retake its power and become whole. And the hunter has to say, each of us leaves an imprint of something when we die, a stain on the world. I don't know how much longer this kingdom can bear the weight of so many past lives. What an interesting concept. So, according to the hunter, whenever we die, we leave an imprint on the world, like a stain. And that's what these shades might be. They might be the remnants of our life. Possibly. But maybe the hunter doesn't fully know what the shades are. I think the hunter's just more so speaking on like a conceptual sense. You know what I mean? I'm excited for whenever we can get into the lore on these guys. Also, I want to point out, yeah, this is interesting. Some of these enemies have different... Oh, you know what it is? Okay, I was gonna say that they have the different borders around them, right? And what it is if we don't have the hunter's notes, then there's a white circle around it on their little profile picture. But if we do have the hunter's notes, it has this metal steel border around it. And so, you know, things like the hatchling, the things that we've killed enough, it has the little circle around it. Cool, it's good to know. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I've been enjoying making it, and it means a lot that I have people watching these. I don't know, you know, how much you guys are enjoying it, but it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed making all these videos and learning how to edit everything and putting in the time and effort to try to actually boost up my YouTube channel. You know, I'm actually trying to do something. But yeah, sorry, enough of that. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.